Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little bit of a different video. I don't really have the time to kind of sit around and sit there and be on video and all that kind of nonsense. But this is being reported over on Bounding Into Comics, which comes to us from like a breaking Reddit scoop. And it's all about a rumor stating that Jessica Chastain is in talks to play a gender-swapped Reverse Flash in The Flash. Now, this is interesting for a few reasons, because this comes off the heels of the back of us actually getting, well, our first update on The Flash in a long time. So there's two things to kind of take a look at. We had our update, and now we're starting to get rumors. So normal people would argue, well, we're getting rumors because the update signified that people were in talks and they were moving ahead. That's justifiable, that makes sense. The other part of it is we're getting rumors because it jogged people's memory and people just want to talk about it and get their clickbait in, which does happen. That's obviously one of those things. The report states, anyway, we'll get into the report and then kind of give you my thoughts. Right? Director Andy Muschietti spilled the beans that his Flash movie will cover Flashpoint, confirming years of speculation. It's not really speculation, it's kind of been stated a few times anyway. But he says, anyway, that being the case, you can't have Flashpoint without Reverse Flash, any more than he can exist without Barry Allen. Now, this is important that actually Andy Muschietti did come out and say you're going to be getting a Flashpoint, but not one that you expect, or not something that you expect. So the fact that this reporter is saying, yeah, you absolutely must have Reverse Flash is technically not true. Because Andy Muschietti did say it's not going to be what you expect. And a lot of people, those wearing the tinfoil hats, will jump and say, well, it's probably because they're going to have a female Reverse Flash. That's what you don't expect. No, not necessarily. So we move on anyway. And it says, but Muschietti and writer Christina Hodson may have a twist up their sleeves that alters more than a timeline. According to a breaking Reddit scoop, which, to be fair, is unverified, Reverse Flash will be gender swapped to accommodate It Chapter 2 star Jessica Chastain. Now, I don't think this is true. I just can't see this being the case. I don't think that it's 100% BS. I think rumors come from somewhere. And I think this is kind of just people putting two and two together, really. Andy Muschietti worked with Jessica Chastain on It Chapter 2, and it's a fairly fun rumour to make up and would definitely get some clicks. But I just can't see it. Now, the Post contends that Jessica Chastain is in early talks to play the role, and this idea for the sex change is the brainchild of Hodson, which Muschietti is apparently all for too. Now, if Jessica Chastain was going to be Reverse Flash, it doesn't really change anything. Not really. It's not the same as a character that is male and inherently male, and the traits of that character are absolutely within their gender as well. Now, I don't think that you should just gender bend characters anyway, but like on surface level, it doesn't change anything. I don't think it's a good change though, mind you, and I don't think they should do it, because you're still going to irritate people needlessly. But it's still one of those things that you just look at and you just go, why? Why? Now, for those, well, again, the article continues. It says, he and Chastain worked together a few times. Their first collaboration was Muschietti's 2015 debut Marmot, which is surprising. I actually forgot Jessica Chastain was in that. Good film. One which is paired up with Del Toro more than Muschietti, but yeah, it's a Andy Muschietti movie. And then obviously we had It Chapter 2. Now, Muschietti, who signed on for The Flash last summer, called the story at the heart of the character a beautiful human one, which is it kind of makes sense because Flashpoint is a human story. It's about a man who tries to go back to save his mother and ends up just destroying the timeline as a result. It's one of those things. It's tragic. Now, recently he told that hashtag show that the version of Flashpoint will differ from what's expected, and flipping the gender of Reverse Flash could be what he means, and there is potential there. There is potential, I just can't see it being the case. Now it says Eobard Thorne or Eobard Thorne or whatever name they go with, played by Jessica Chastain, can be related to Barry or even be his daughter, making the murder of his mum all the more tragic and personal. Because that's the thing. Eobard Thorne goes back in time to try to prevent Barry Allen ever being born by killing his mother and framing it, and then it all kind of all goes to hell from there. Basically, that's kind of the gist of it. It has been retconned a little bit over the years, but that's basically the gist of it. Now, Reverse Flash, Eobard Thorne is the speedster from the future who travels through time, intended to kill Barry Allen before he grows up, but then, kills Barry's mother. Now, Barry's father is framed for murder, and Barry then obviously goes ahead and tries to clear his dad's name. Now, they do have that element in the DC universe already. We've seen that, because that is, or was anyway, in one of the movies. I think it was Justice League, but it could have been, I think it was Justice League. Now, in the Flashpoint Paradox, Barry goes back to save his mom and messes up the timeline, blah, blah, blah. So, look, it is interesting. It is interesting. I can't see this being the case. And if we take a look at some comments which were made recently, and when we had Crisis on Infinite Earth's showrunner, who reiterates categorically that the Flash movie will be Flashpoint. So we've got a showrunner for the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is Mark Guggenheim. He stated categorically that Warner Brothers' plans were to adapt Flashpoint. He said, "I would send drafts of the scene to both Jim and Lee," DC Entertainment Film VP, Adam Schlagman, hilarious name, and we would just go back and forth. The trick with the scene is that I didn't want to, and they didn't want me to do anything that stepped on the toes of the Flashpoint movie that they're developing, so we really worked hand in hand. Now that's obviously stating about the Crisis on Infinite Earth scene where Ezra Miller's Flash goes up against, or is introduced to, Barry, I think it's Barry Allen anyway, from the Flash TV show. So, again, they're talking about Flashpoint. So I can't see it being a Jessica Chastain gender-swapped Reverse Flash. The article, anyway, does go on to say a few bits and pieces about Matthew McConaughey, that's been rumoured, and the people who reported on it were We Got This Covered, the biggest clickbait pile of crap website ever. They literally just make up rumours and post them. That's all We Got This Covered does. Never listen to We Got This Covered, ever. If you do, you're stupid. No, stop it. I'll slap your face. Don't do it. So basically, the brunt of this is Jessica Chastain is apparently having conversations to play Reverse Flash. That's it. It's incredibly unlikely. It's not based on any legitimate findings. It's just a rumour that's been pouted out there. But I've got to talk about it because people will eventually come to me and ask. But my thinking is, and I think I'm right on this, I think it's balls. I just can't see this being the case because there's other elements to the Flashpoint where they can insert a lot of women into the story. And that would be the ultimate reason for why they would do it. Gender swapping Reverse Flash. So I can't see them doing it now. The other reason is that you're making a villain a woman. 9 times out of 10, if you're going to be inserting and gender bending a woman, it's not in the villain role. So again, more fuel to the fire of this being a trash heap fire of garbage nonsense. So, what did you guys think of this? What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So please do let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much for bearing with this video. I know it's just me randomly talking. It's kind of like my old videos. I'm a little bit busy, a little bit sick, and just all over the place. So that's why I am not on camera. That will please a lot of people, and some people will, be wondering what the hell's going on. But it is what it is. But thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, I have been Mr. H. Take care.